So, hi guys, this is Nihar from Rapid Acquisition. This is Prathamesh. He's a food photography coach, and he has a very serious question about how exactly should you execute the VSL funnel, or specifically how to create a good VSL, right? So, let's just hear from him first, and let's just hear what is the exact doubt that he's facing, what is the problem that he's facing right now. Before we try to understand what your exact doubt is, I think it's important for the audiences to understand what a liquid funnel is, right? A liquid funnel is a proper sales system where we ensure that whatever money we are investing on ads, we try to liquidate that amount in the front end itself, right? And it's not easy or as simple as it sounds, because we have to pay attention to a lot of factors there in order to liquidate the ads cost. But that is the exact funnel that Prathamesh is executing to sell his program or his service at the back end, right? So he's actually selling a front end product first at I think 500 rupees cost, right? Yes. And he is investing around 1000 rupees per day budget in that liquid funnel. And right now what he's facing is he's not getting appointments out of that. So he wants to develop a system where he actually generates appointments as well out of those sales. So yeah, Prathamesh, we can go ahead now.
Hi, so my name is Prathamesh and I'm a food photography coach. I help other people grow their business and their Instagram page with the help of food photography. Right, so right now I have a front end product as well as a back end product. The front end product is approx 500 rupees, which Nia suggested. And my back end product is a lifetime coaching program in which I personally help everyone to shoot better food photos, inculcate better habits so that they will create better content for themselves or for their clients, right? So my biggest problem is I'm not able to generate appointments out of the people who are buying the front end product, right? So Nihar, can you help me out in understanding like how can I get more appointments out of this front end product buyers so that I can get them onto the appointments and as a result sell them onto the coaching program? Can you help me out with that?
For sure, Prathamesh. So I completely understand the problem that you're facing right now, and I definitely faced the same problem when I was starting. The thing here is that in the front end, so the whole logic behind actually selling a front end product and then slowly selling them the back end program is that whatever we are trying to sell them, the ticket size is extremely high, right? So we cannot sell that directly. Like you cannot just directly run ads and get appointments and then try to sell your program at the front end, because that way we have to make sure. So you must have heard about the Google's 711. What is that? 911 4 or 711 4? 711 4, right? So it's a concept developed by Google, I guess. It basically says that people need to consume 7 hours of content, of your content, and at 11 different touch points at 4 different platforms, right? In order to purchase something from you, like before purchasing something from you. So we have to make sure that we finish all these 7 hours of content and 11 touch points and everything before you actually pitch them your product, right? You have to educate them first, you have to nurture them first. For that, what we're doing is we are selling them something in the front end, right? In your case, what we're trying to do is we are trying to give them away whatever they want, not what they need, right? The program that you're selling is what they need, and that's what we have to sell after they purchase what they want, which is the front end product. It's as simple as that, right? So as soon as they have made the purchase, you have to slowly sell them the story first of all, and you have to get them towards from what they want to actually understand what they need. Okay, when they understand what they need, they'll start wanting that particular need of theirs, right? So that's what we have to do using VSLs. So I think Indian market has become extremely polluted because people are just overselling the concept of VSLs. They just don't. People just think of VSLs as a normal sales system or a sales video where you just pitch your services. It's not that simple. Okay, the moment you understand the actual concept behind the VSL, or the moment you understand actual value or what we are trying to accomplish out of VSLs, the moment you understand that, you'll have a very different perspective towards these videos. These are not just sales videos. These are not for selling your services. This is actually for selling your story first, right? So you have to focus on creating a proper story. Okay, you have to make them realize what their exact need is, and how you do that is by actually telling a relatable story to them. Okay, what is their current situation? You start with that. Okay, you start with agitating their problems. You start with then foreshadowing, or let's say forepacing. What's future pacing? Sorry, yeah. So you start to future pace what their end destination could be, right? If they have solved that problem, could have solved that problem, maybe yahan they could be there at the future, destination or whatever, desired state, let's say, right? So you have to make them realize what is their current state, and then you have to make them realize what is their desired state through a story. You cannot just directly tell them, okay, this is the thing that you have to work with. You cannot directly tell them that. You have to tell a story where and very relatable story where it easily comes in their mind, like what they need to do, right? Yeah.
Right. So when you're talking about telling a story, do I have to tell my story, or do I have to tell my client story, or maybe a fictional story? What do you think?
It just needs to be a story, first of all. Okay. Whatever story is you feel is stronger, you should tell that. If you feel your own story is very strong, you can definitely tell that. If you think one of your client's story was extremely strong, right? There's a reason why all these Indian reality shows like Indian Idol and everything, they run, because at the end they are showcasing people from middle class backgrounds and people from slum areas. They're coming on a big stage. They actually are able to visualize that contrast, right? They're actually able to make you visualize that contrast, and that is why it becomes very interesting to you. And that is why you have to tell a story which has a high amount of contrast. Okay, your desired stage is extremely low. Your current stage is extremely low. Your desired stage is extremely high. You make them visualize the gap between these two states, right? Definitely. So in your case, let's say, for an example, let's say. I believe you have been struggling in food photography for like around 2 years, I guess, right? At the start, so you faced a certain journey in your, you experienced a certain journey, right? In your story. So you have to mention what problems did you face, what were the breakdowns that you went through, what were your learnings that you got out of that, what was that mind-opening thing that you discovered. You have to mention all of these things point by point. Okay, so just 3 things. Okay, through that story you have to make them visualize what is their current state. Then through that story you have to make them visualize that what could be their future state could be, right? And then you have to agitate the gap between these 2 stages, and then you have to fill that gap using your service. Okay, now here are two things. In VSL there are 2 options. Either you can directly try to sell your services, which I do not recommend, by the way. If you're really strong at storytelling, you can definitely go forward and pitch your services directly. What I recommend usually is to sell your process or the new idea that you have brought into the market, or the epiphany bridge that you have got in the market, right? You can sell that first and then sell the call. And on call or on an appointment, like let them book the appointment first, and on call then you can sell the service to them. People just do not care about what services you are selling. Okay, people just do not care about the services. People just care about how they can fill that gap. So you have to just generate curiosity in their mind that after you get on this call, they may get a solution which can fill the gap for them. Nothing else. So you have to look towards VSLs as that. Like, do you have any other concerns about this?
Yeah, so when you talk about the belief, the unique belief or the epiphany thing that you told, can you give me an example in this particular situation, in my situation when I am doing the VSL? Let's say I am doing a story where I am telling my own story of what are problems was I facing in my own food photography journey and how I overcame it. And even I am pitching that, I am stretching that gap, agitating that gap, what's missing in their life, the viewer's person's life. So what is like you said, to sell the call and sell the unique process or the belief. So can you give me a kind of a rough example on top of your mind, what you can think of?
Sure. So first of all, few pointers for you. You have to, before even thinking about what story you want to tell in the video, you have to first make sure that people actually want to watch your video. You do that by adding a good and crisp headline on top of the video. Okay, you have to make sure you have to understand what is the next step after they purchase your front-end product. What is the next step, or what is the next problem that they're gonna face? Okay, in my case, what I did is I sold. So it's a very huge trend in the market that people are just crazy about sales funnels, right? People already believe that if they want high-ticket appointments or if they want to increase their sales, they need a sales funnel in their business, right? So I knew that fact that even if they don't understand what a sales funnel is, people just want a sales funnel in their business, right? And that is why what I did is I just gave away a done-for-you sales or a already ready-made sales funnel or a template for 500 rupees, right? Now, as soon as they get that template, what is the next problem that they're gonna face, right? First is exactly how to use that, right? First problem is that. Second problem, even after they implemented that, maybe they would not get results so good, right? In that case, what they'll realize is they need something else out of that, right? For that, what I do is in the video itself, what I say is, okay, you have already got the technicals, but technicals is not the only part that you need if you want a high ticket clients, want to close high ticket clients, right? Technicals is not the only part. You actually need a deeper knowledge or a deeper concept. You need to understand a deeper concept, and then that's when I actually sell them the concept of purple dog offers, which is my USP, right? This is what you have to make them understand. First with selling your front end product, what did you sell? What they want, right? Correct. You sold them what they want. Yeah. They want a quick fix for their current need, which is what they basically want, right? Which is food photography course. As simple as that, right? And from you already have a good personal brand as well in the market, right? So you sold that, but now you have to make them realize why they actually need to invest 25,000 rupees with you or 30,000 rupees with you, right? You have to make them understand that. And how would you do that? Is by actually creating a good story and a good video. Create a good headline first, which will make them or force them or persuade them to click on the video and start playing the video at least. As soon as they play the video, then you have to make sure you give a hook in the front end. You give them a hook or hook them to watch the whole video. You can maybe give them some incentives. You can maybe give them some bonuses. Maybe like in my video, I say, you're gonna learn this new particular thing till the end of the video, so do not skip any part of this video. You have to give them some incentive in the video, right? So that's first pointer for you, which is hook. If you're not able to hook your audiences now, your whole story would be worthless, okay? Pointless, okay? First thing is that. Second thing is, you have to sell your process, or you have to sell your epiphany bridge, or you have to generate curiosity in their mind, okay? So when you ask me about a specific example, I cannot give you a specific example just for your business because you are the flag bearer of your business, right? You only can understand what is the immediate next step for your audiences, right? So you tell me, as soon as you sell them a 7 days food photography challenge or whatever you're selling in the front end, right? As soon as you sell them that, what would be the next problem that they would face? You are very sure in 500 rupees, whatever they're purchasing, they cannot be they cannot become a world-class food photographer, right? In just 500 rupees investment, right? That is the only reason you are selling 25,000 rupees and 30,000 rupees program. So what is that one thing that they need that they cannot get into the 500 rupees product that you have to can you just tell me now?
So what happens in my coaching program is I don't just tell the information that they want for learning better food photography. What I focus on more is training their thought process, training their eyes for looking at a particular scene in a different way. Literally, so yesterday I had my session for my students for the coaching program, and I taught about the lighting aspect of food photography. And I gave them something yesterday that from today onwards, whenever they are going to open their eyes, every second of the day, they are going to observe how lighting falls. Right from the sunlight that's going to fall through the tree leaves to their bedroom light, how is that light falling onto the floor or the sofa or anything, right? So I want them to observe every single thing, not just know that, okay, this is a rule of thirds, this is soft light or harsh light. Technical stuff is important, definitely, but more than that, I focus on the observational skills, training your thought process, seeing everything creatively.
So this is your epiphany bridge. This is what we call the epiphany bridge. For you, what was it? You invested thousands of rupees or lakhs of rupees in courses previously, right? At the start of your story. Yeah. You actually got to learn a lot of food photography technicals. Yeah. But that did not solve your problem. What exactly solved your problem was the new perspective that you slowly developed to see the world. Let's say the human psychology and how it works. Yes. How exactly should you structure your color science, let's say, in your photos, right? Whatever the advanced stuff that you're doing, right? This is the concept that you have to sell them. So your story could be, I invested thousands of rupees, lakhs of rupees till now on food photography courses, right? and I got to learn all the small technicals which comes under the food photography, or to take better food photos, right? But still I was not able to take better food photos out of the technicals. What I actually slowly learned was how to structure, or whatever your that particular thing is, like the new concept, right? You have to introduce that to the market, that this is actually what you need, just not just the technicals, and you have to convey that using a story. That's when they would believe that, right? And this is how your story should look. And this is one point of this is one point which will actually generate curiosity in your viewer's mind to book a call with you and actually understand what your new concept is all about, right? So this is what you have to do: generate curiosity. Okay, first of all, hook them, okay, using a headline and actually starting at the start of your video. First is that. Second, generate curiosity, okay, relatable, tell them a relatable story, and then out of the relatable story you have to give them something new that they did not get in their story. The story was relatable, but this is one thing that they did not get. They might get it from you now. So you have to generate curiosity first, a second thing, right? And third thing is, then you have to give them the option. Okay, this is the thing that you might get to know from me. So book a call for that, and you have to make sure. So what happens is, people usually watch the video and they book the call just to fulfill their curiosity and take stuff from you, or take information from you, right? So this is the one thing that you have to pay attention to is, in your video you have to make clear, or make sure that you set the right expectations with your audiences. You have to make it very clear that this call that you're booking is actually you showing interest in my services or my program. You have to make that sure. Not necessarily you have to mention the price or whatever. You do not have to mention a price, but you have to make sure that they understand that this call is just because they have shown interest in your program, and on this call you're going to decide together whether this program is a good fit for you or not. Correct. As simple as that.
As compared to what? As compared to, so you said ki I should set the right expectations in the call, right? So the expectation should be like, you are showing, the viewer is showing interest in my coaching program. That is the expectation. So what is the thing that other people do that goes wrong in the calls, in the VSLs that they do?
So the major problem that I have faced in the market right now, like a lot of entrepreneurs, what they're doing is, in their VSLs, they're just straight away telling that it's a totally free strategy call, or come on this free strategy call, or book your free consultation call. So they are trying to disguise this call as if they're gonna get some value out of this call, and people come there. That is why people book the call, just to get some value. At the end, the sale does not happen, and conversion rates are extremely low because you set the wrong expectations, right? You have already set the wrong expectations that you're gonna come on this call and you will get to know something else from me. So you have to set the right expectations. You have to tell them upfront, you're not gonna know anything new from me. This call is just because you have shown interest in what knowledge I am gonna give you. You have shown interest in that, and you want to actually know more about the program, and how you can actually get a better solution, and not just this 500 rupees course. Right? Do you have any other thoughts?
Yeah, so there's a lot of information that you told me. Can you just quickly recap everything so that even I know that, and other viewers also know what you talked about?
For sure. So first of all, VSLs are extremely important in your business. I do not care what other business people, they just keep on inventing new things, right? And they just keep on shitting on other people's concepts, right? That you should not, if one entrepreneur is saying you should use VSLs, another person would say that you should not use VSLs, that person is wrong. So everybody is like just, shutting each other down and trying to, ride on their shoulders or whatever. So one thing, VSLs are extremely important, okay? Because through a VSL, you'll actually nurture and educate your audiences, okay? So that's why, first thing, VSLs are extremely important. Second, you have to make sure they watch the VSL. How do you make sure? You actually craft a good headline, a very crisp headline, okay? And then as soon as they click on the video, you have to hook them to watch the whole video. That's first pointer for you, okay? Second pointer, tell a relatable story, okay? A story that they can relate, the viewers can relate to. Okay. Now, third thing, in the same story that they were relating to, now suddenly there comes a point where they are not relating to that. Okay. A thought process should get triggered in their mind that, okay, this story that this particular person is telling me, it's completely relatable, but this one thing that he told in the last, I did not get that in my story. So that is the third point, when you have to generate some curiosity in their mind, that the story was very similar, but why did I not get that particular thing, and why did he get it? This is where you actually generate curiosity, right? Fourth thing is you have to set right expectations. You have to give them a call to action that okay, now you have watched this VSL or watched whatever video you told them or whatever case study. It could be a case study as well, right? At the end of the video, you have to tell them that okay, this is the thing that you might get out of my program or my whatever solution I have to give you. If you are interested in having that solution in your life, or if when it comes to B2B business in your business, right? If you want to integrate the solution in your business, book this call with me to understand whether we are a good fit to work together. Okay? If you are interested in the program. So this way, when you mention the program, you've already set the right expectations. Okay? People cannot come on the call and say that, oh, you promised me a free consultation or you promised me a free strategy call and you did not give it. Instead, you're selling me or trying to upsell me or trying to sell me a 25,000 rupees or 30,000 rupees program. People cannot say that because you have now set the right expectations. Right?
Right. So, like I've heard this particular thing a couple of days ago by Alex Hormozi. He said it in a couple of videos that why people hate on businesses is just they promise way too much. You know, they promise like everything in just few things. So it's the same thing, right? You are setting the right expectations and you are not promising everything. You're not promising that you will solve their problems in one single call. That call is just for them to get to know more about the coaching program. And also, like Nihar, one more thing. Before a few months ago, we decided on changing a couple of things. So I had this curiosity, I had this thought process, you know, like you said that do not waste time on explaining your process through this VSL, right? That was the thing. But I had the same thing that I wanted to tell them how exactly my coaching program works so that I don't waste my own time repeating the same things how my coaching program works. So what we did is like you told me to create another video, right? So can you tell me, like for the viewers who watch this video, can you tell me the VSL? You explained the whole VSL, like how to craft that VSL. So you definitely would create another YouTube video like this to explain what is the process after watching this VSL, what would be the customer journey after watching this VSL? So can you just enlighten me about that?
So one thing you have to pay attention to is you should not share a lot of information or a lot of technical knowledge on your videos or through your content. This is a very wrong strategy that a lot of entrepreneurs out there, they try to use. They think that it all depends on the value or the amount of value that you add. It does not depend on that, okay? If you share a lot of information through your content or on your videos, you actually friend zone them, right? You actually tell them that you are a person who gives everything away for free, and they would not be any time in a buying mindset with you, okay? They would not buy anything from you in future because they know you are a person who gives freebies, right? And that is the only reason on your VSLs you have to make sure you do not overshare information, okay? On VSLs you should just share insights or maybe a bird's eye perspective to how you look at the solution or how you look at the problem and then solve it. You just have to give a bird's eye solution, okay? No specifics at all. The moment you tell them any specifics in your video or even on your sales call, this would actually help you increase your sales conversion rates as well. The moment you tell them any specific information or the moment you make them clear about what the next step should be for them, the immediate thing that comes in their mind is, okay, I know what to do next. I don't need you, okay? I know what to do now, right? So never share any specific information on your sales calls or in your VSLs as well. Never do that. Always share insights. Just make them understand that you know something and you know something that they do not know, okay? The information or the specific knowledge that you have or the specific information that you have, it's extremely valuable. You cannot just give it away for free, okay? In the name of value, okay? So you should focus on sharing insights, not just value, okay?
Yeah. वो एक question जो था. So Nihar, you help me understand like what do I exactly structure everything. How do I structure my VSL? You explained me the whole process of that. But can you tell me, like, according to the customer journey, once they see the VSL and they book the VSL, what should be the next steps that I have to take? Like, what kind of touch points do I have to establish after they book the call with me after watching the VSL?
So you were asking me, uh, previously also you were asking me the same question, right? Okay, so you are asking ki after they book the appointment, what should be the touch points, right? First of all, within the first 5 minutes, you have to drop them a text. Okay, as soon as they book an appointment with you, you have to give them another touch point. Okay, on WhatsApp, on call, whatever is comfortable with you, try to be as close to them as possible for you. Okay, why? Because then it actually gives a personal touch from you. It actually develops a personal touch, right? Because till now what they're doing is they've watched an automated ad. They have clicked on a link and they actually went through a pre-made VS or a funnel. Okay? Then they watched your pre-recorded VSL. So everything was till now on their journey, everything was kind of automated. So they need some kind of personal touch from you as well, human touch from you, right? Very important. That's the first thing that you have to do. Follow up with them within the 5 minutes of them booking an appointment with you. First thing. Second thing, you have to constantly remind them. So understand whatever appointments you're getting right now, they're very valuable to you. Even if you're generating it for free through liquid funnels, right? Even if you're generating those appointments for free, they are very valuable for you, and out of those appointments some people would actually end up purchasing your 25,000 or 30,000 rupees program at the end, right? So that is why you have to treat all of these leads very respectfully. You have to give them importance. You have to make them feel important and not just pawns in the game. Okay, you have to make them kings, not so much kings, but yeah, you have to give them importance, right? So that's one thing that I would definitely say. And yeah, and constantly send them reminders. Make sure they show up on calls. Also, one additional thing that you can do, and all of you guys can do as well, is you can prepare a set of different videos to make them understand or educate them even more about your concepts.
The process selling.
Process selling, or let's say, in my case, I have specific terms that I invented or I created. I have to make them understand that first before our sales calls.
Got it.
Right? Let's say on sales calls, if they hear the term purple doc offers, or on my sales calls, let's say they hear the term liquid funnels for the first time, it would be way difficult for me to sell them the concept.
Correct.
Okay, so before they hear the word from me, they should watch some content out of that first, and they should understand. They should have some kind of background first before even getting on a call with me, so that on calls they have just one task, which is making a decision whether they want to enroll in the program or not, or making a decision whether you can help them or not, or whether I can help them, or whoever the business owner is, whether his product can help them or not. That should be just one decision that they need to make, right? Our brain does not matter how however much this brain is developed till now, it cannot make multiple decisions at once. Okay, it just processes the decision making process one by one only in series. Right? So you have to just make that clear for them and make it easier for them. Okay, what's the next thing that they need to do? Okay, and that is the question that you asked previously. That is why I always tell you and tell everybody, do not share your specific information there, because then they get the next step that they need to decide on. Now they have two paths, right? They have got some information from you. Now they have two paths. Path number one, either they'll execute that themselves. Second, they can do it with you. You do not have to give them two paths. You just have to give them one path, which is whether they want to work with you or not.
So, I used to give them the first path and they used to do it by themselves. But I know, they don't have much information to begin with. So they used to fail like 1 or 2 times afterwards, right? So the best thing as a coach or whatever service provider is to actually get them to do it with me so that I can help them throughout the whole process, right? So of course I'm charging for it, but money is a thing that can be made, and that's another topic altogether. But as this should be my moral responsibility as a coach or a service provider to make their decisions crystal clear, so that they have to work with me and they will get their results what they wanted. Right? So be it, you know, like sometimes I think that psychology is something that am I manipulating them, am I tricking them to do it with me? But if you have that, like Alex Samuzi said this thing, like the difference between manipulation and persuasion is the intent behind it, right? So if my intent is clear that I want to actually help them improve their life, I will do everything under the roof, under the sun, to get them to work with me, right? So that's really an important insight that I wanted to understand in this. Yeah, man. Thanks a lot, Nihar, for sharing all of this information.
So I hope whatever discussion we had till now, I think you have got some clarity, and I believe you're gonna create a banger sales video, right? I would be waiting. I would be eagerly waiting for for your video, and let's hope you finish it today only. Okay, guys. So that was the end of the video. And if you are a service provider who is or an online business owner who is facing lack of high ticket clients, or who is not able to scale their businesses or increase their revenues because they're not able to get consistent quality appointments, and if you are in any way interested in liquid funnels or to know more about it, you can click the link below this video, and I've made a 10 to 15 minutes video where I'm explaining the whole concept. If you think that is valuable for you, or if you think you want that solution integrated in your business, after watching the video, you'll get a button out below that video. You can click on that button and book a call with me for free. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.